My name is Ashley Faulkner, and I will be doing a book talk on Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. Rawls was born and raised in the Ozark Mountains, where this book takes place. He is very much like the character Billy in that he spent his childhood exploring the hills with his coonhound. This story is about a young man named Billy who lives on a farm in the Ozark Mountains. He wants two good coonhounds very badly, but his family is poor and cannot afford any. Billy decides to work hard doing various jobs so that eventually he has enough money to buy the dogs. He gives the money to his grandfather, who orders the dogs for him. Billy is so excited and very impatient and cannot wait for the dogs to arrive, so he sneaks off in the middle of the night to go to the next town to pick them up. While in town, other children pick on him because he is poor, but he stands up for himself. On his way home, he and two pups encounter the mountain lion, and the pups bravely howl. Billy decides to name them Old Dan and Little Ann, and sees that Old Dan is very brave and that Little Ann is very smart. Once home, he wants to begin training them. He has to have a raccoon hide to train them, so he and his grandfather set up a trap that will catch even the most clever coon. Just when he is about to give up on the traps, he catches a coon. The next day, he begins to train Old Dan and Little Ann, and by the time raccoon season starts in the fall, they're ready. On the first night, the dogs tree a coon in the biggest tree imaginable, and Billy sees right off that it will take days to cut down. He is determined to cut it down, though, because he made a promise to his dogs that if they could tree a coon, he would take care of the rest. His dogs were counting on him, and when that big sycamore finally falls and his dogs catch the coon, Billy is very proud. He goes coon hunting almost every night. His father relieves him of his chores, and Billy gives his family the money from the coonskins. One day, Billy and his grandfather make a bet with Reuben and Rainey Pritchard that Billy's hounds can catch the legendary ghost coon. The Pritchard boys set out with Billy to see if Old Dan and Little Ann can catch the ghost coon. The coon leads the dogs on a long, complicated chase, and the Pritchard boys want to give up, but Billy is determined. Finally, when the dogs have the coon treed, Billy refuses to kill it. Just as Reuben starts to beat up Billy, Old Dan and Little Ann begin to attack the Pritchard's dog. Reuben runs to attack the dogs with an axe, but falls on it and kills himself. Billy is very distraught afterward and decides not to ever go hunting again. Billy's grandfather convinces him that not letting the dogs hunt anymore isn't fair to them because that is what they were bred and trained to do. He enters Billy and his dogs in a coon hunting contest. It is filled with adult coon hunters with expensive gear and beautiful hounds. The other coon hunters are very kind to Billy and his hounds and brag about how beautiful they are. The contest is rough and produces many challenges, but Billy and his dogs win the tournament with a jackpot of $300. Billy's family is overjoyed because with the money Billy has earned, the family hopes to move to town. But tragedy strikes, and Billy later discovers a giant red fern. According to Indian legend, only an angel can plant a red fern. Billy and his family look at the fern in amazement as they leave for town. Why is it there? Where did it come from? Read the book to find out. The reason I selected this book for adolescents is because it gives great examples of a determination. One of the most important themes of Where the Red Fern Grows is determination. The hounds are always determined to catch a raccoon. Billy is full of determination as his dogs. First, he shows determination by saving his money for 2 years in order to buy his dogs. When the marshal that helped Billy defend himself against the other kids learns that Billy has saved for 2 years for the pups that he carries in his sack, he remarks that Billy has shown a lot of grit. He also shows grit by walking barefoot through the woods in the middle of the night to get his dogs. Billy spends several days chopping down the big sycamore and does it because he doesn't want to let the pups down. Because of Billy's determination in cutting down the big sycamore, he wins the trust of Old Dan and Little Ann. Billy's determination causes other people to respect him also. When he is hunting with the Pritchard boys, he refuses to give up. The same is true of the championship tournament. Billy's determination brings him good things like money for his parents and the intrinsic rewards such as pride and trust of his dogs.